Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and I'm here with another review roundup video. In these videos I cover 4 games I've been playing recently and tell you a little bit about what I thought of them. Now this week it's a Xbox video featuring 4 games I've played on Xbox. And I'm going... Okay, and next up is a pretty fun shmup actually called CounterAttack Uprising. Now this is playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S, and it released back in 2022, so it's about 2 years old now. I think it released in November 2022, so yeah, developed by Relative Games, published by Relative Software Limited. This is a sort of side-scrolling shmup. I do love me a shmup if you've ever been on the channel, but one thing I like about this game is it not only features 1 to 4 player local co-op, you can have 2 to 8 player online co-op as well, so you can fill the screen with ships basically, which I thought was pretty cool. Now it features ship customization. You get to choose your weapons, you can upgrade your ship as well to sort of suit your style. There's multiple modes, including a co-op campaign and a co-op never-ending survival mode. When 8 players play, you all play with different ships and different abilities and stuff like that. And there's a ton of attachments and upgrades. I think there's over 500 attachments that you can stick on weapons in your ship. Now, the story mode features 32 levels across a variety of different sort of environments, different enemies, different biomes and stuff like that. It looks quite good graphically. It's like, it does the job. I mean, it's not next gen, but there's a nice variety in environments. There's environmental hazards, there's tons of different enemies. All of the weapons, like I say, have different sort of rates of fire and styles and stuff, so you can see which one does what, and you have all of these different like upgrades to sort of tweak it and make it even better. I like that with the story mode, you don't have to play it one level after the other. You can sort of pick and choose what levels to play through, which was good. And all in all, a really fun little shmup that you can play with friends, because like some shmups are really like enjoyable solo. But this one, like I say, if you can get enough people together, it can be just absolute madness. Now, on Xbox, it's available right now, priced at £11.99. And it has all of the sort of Xbox One X enhancements too. Okay, and next up is A Night on the Farm. Now, this released on the 18th of the 9th of 2024, developed by Frozen Flame Interactive, and it's again published by eastasiasoft Limited. Now, this is available on all consoles again, but on Xbox, playable on Xbox One and Series X and S with optimization for Series X and S as well. Now, this is a sort of horror walking sim with a very PS1-esque retro style to it. Now, you have this sudden car crash out in the country, and you find this farm basically, and you go there for sort of safety, but you get there and something's not quite right. So this is inspired by like retro horror adventure games. And while the plot, it does have a plot to it, it does sort of let you fill in the blanks. It's very... it drip feeds you bits and bobs, but it doesn't fill in the whole picture, basically. You will sort of walk around, it's like a walking sim style game with puzzles to progress and stuff. And you'll find notes and audio logs. But what like really sold this for me was the old school, like low poly, like chunky 3D graphics. Now I could definitely see like a Silent Hill 1, old PS1 style games having these sort of things. It's good. I really enjoyed it. It's priced at $4.19. It's not the longest of games. You can get through it in a short amount of time. I think just over an hour, maybe up to 2, depending on how you get on with things, how you get through like figuring stuff out. But the atmosphere is really, really good. I do like that. There are some jump scares in it, not too many, which is good. But it's fun. I like the storyline. I liked the atmosphere wandering around and stuff like that. And there's also a couple of endings, I believe, as well to find. So there's a bit of replayability there too. So all in, really good for gamer score hunters and a short but enjoyable horror game. Okay, and last up is Into the Fray. Now, this is the third game in the, I believe it's pronounced Skautfold series, I would say. Skautfold. And unlike the other previous games, this one is a sort of top-down perspective, and it's a sort of fast-paced action shooter. Now, while this is a sequel to the previous games, you don't technically have had to play the other two to understand what's going on with this game, which is nice. I'd never heard of the other two until I played this one. Didn't realise it was a number 3 until I was playing it. Now, this one is based on sort of classic, sort of old school action shooters like Doom, Dark Messiah, stuff like that. So it's all about sort of fast-paced combat, traps, like having to dash around, kicking your enemies and stuff like that. Really sort of getting a flow going to your attack pattern and stuff like that to blitz your way through enemies. The game looks really good. Like, it's this nice 2D art style, but there's lots of detail in the characters, a lot of atmosphere, a lot of unique designs, different environments you'll play through, which is really cool. And it's sort of set in 1899, based on an alternative history of the island of Portland in England. You will take the role of Hito, who is one of the Knights of the Empire, and you basically go into this island of Portland to investigate reports of a missing royal. And you get there, everything seems to go wrong when you get there, and these enemies, these rebels that are on this island, have made a deal with these entities. Now, the game has this like dark Lovecraftian sort of feel to it and story, which is really nice. And I really enjoyed the gameplay. Now, it's one of those games which gives you a lot of difficulty options, which is good. There's sort of 2 different game modes. There's a more RPG focused one where you level up, and then there's one that's more action based, where it's all about just the fighting and not worrying about having to level up and your stats and stuff like that. So it depends how you want to play this game. Do you want it more RPG? You can do that. Do you want it a bit more streamlined and just all about action? Kind of sort of imagine Devil May Cry-esque, I would say. You've got that option as well. Now, I like how they've done the game. I like how it's sort of based on like fast-paced shooters and stuff like that, which is really cool. It's like a twin-stick shooter style gameplay, full of like monsters and humans and stuff like that. You're ripping through them. Lots of gore. Very, very nice. Now, this came out on the 4th of October 2024, and on Xbox it's playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S, and it's optimised as well for Series X and S too. Now, this has been out quite a while now. It came out, I think back in like 2019 on PC. There's been a few more games in the series, so I'm hoping they'll eventually port them over to console as well. I'd love to see what they're all like, because apparently each game in the series is like a different gameplay genre, which I think is a really cool idea. They're all linked together loosely, but they're all extremely different. So check this one out. Again, really fun, better than I was expecting. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, which of the 4 games did you prefer? I think there's a good variety this time. We had like a horror game, like a chill puzzle game, a shmup. I love me shmups. I'm always a sucker for a shmup. And we had a sort of top-down twin-stick action game. So, have you played any of them? Let me know. Are there any you're going to pick up and have a play after sort of hearing what I've said about them? I do recommend just trying them for yourself before taking my word for it. Like I say, especially with the last game, great music, but I can see how it may not be for everyone. And some fans of the series, if you played some of the previous games, you might prefer those gameplay styles to this new one. Like, it is quite a difficult game. It's harder than probably like a Metroidvania style or like a side scroll or anything like that. But the storyline to it, the atmosphere and everything is really, really good. But anyway, guys, that's that for this review roundup video. Hit that like button and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.